Well, good morning. Today we're here with Patty Stahl. She and her husband are opening a restaurant in the Farmers Exchange. Now, Patty, there's been a lot of work going on here and quite a difference in the space. Tell us a little bit about what to expect and what you're doing.
Yeah, so we've always wanted to do a second restaurant after PJ Marley's.
Right.
We partnered with Kaylee Keller from Keller Meats, which is where we get all our local beef from for PJ Marley's.
Okay.
And we said, you know what, we should do something else. Kaylee's been wanting to open a butcher shop in Medina, a local butcher shop. We've been wanting to do a second location, and we just love their products, and we're like, you know what, a meat-based restaurant partnered with a butcher shop sounds like a really great idea.
Perfect, yeah.
And we're hungry every time we talk. It's going to be a rustic farm to fork restaurant. You can come here with your family, or you can come here for a special event. We have areas that we can curtain off.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Which will be nice. We get a lot of requests for special events, business meetings, Christmas parties, family get-togethers, and so it'll be nice because we can do some larger parties here.
Very cool.
So as we walk through this, this would be the main entrance. We have a staging or seating area over here.
Cool.
And then we have some other space over there for some hangout spots, maybe some games, that sort of thing.
So tell us about this space over here.
Yeah, so this space over here is going to be a demonstration kitchen area and a meeting space.
Okay.
So we have a small kitchenette over here where we can make an entire full meal. The idea is for Keller Meats to be able to do some butchering classes, some cooking classes. Our chefs would love to entertain some of our guests up front and close. And we also have our market that's going over there complementing Keller Meats. So a lot of those vendors are going to need some space to prep their food or to be able to showcase and educate people about their local products. And it's also a nice meeting space. We will have some glass windows or glass here, so it's semi-private, but people can still see activity going on inside this area.
Very cool.
Yeah, we're excited.
So tell us about the main kitchen that you're building over here. So this space, a lot larger than what you currently have at PJ Marley's. Significantly larger.
Yes, and we can do a lot of volume out of that small kitchen. Here we wanted to have a lot of space. We're going to be doing a lot of braising of meats, cooking meats for a long period of time, and more chef-driven concept. It's still going to be very rustic, true to the food that is grown in Medina County. We have so many farmers, so many local producers. Like I said, our cooks are very excited to be able to use these products and really kind of experiment and get to know the providers. So we have our cooking line back along the back wall, and we have a lot of prep space over here, dish pit area, which everybody loves, server area, and walk-in cooler space.
So this, I'm taking it, will be the main dining area?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we actually have some, this will be dining space as well. We're going to have a wraparound banquette that kind of connects the two areas.
Okay.
All of those windows will be open, so we will have a ton of light, a beautiful view of the surrounding Main Street Medina. Like I said before, this particular area over here can be curtained off for a private party, private event, which is exciting. Our bar is over here, wraps around, and then we'll have high top tables in that area and a drink rail near the stairwell.
Okay. About how many seats will the restaurant have?
So this restaurant will have about 160 seats.
Wow, that's a lot.
And then we have some outdoor dining as well.
Okay. So that's, what, about double what you have at Marley's?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
And then downstairs, you just announced that a brewery is coming to the building.
Yes.
How is that relationship going to work?
So the brewery, they're going to be brewing beer downstairs.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So, which is really neat to be able to do an industrial application in this Southtown area, which it was based on industry. So, and they're very excited to move into this space and expand. So there is it's kind of like when you walk down these steps, it's kind of like you're going down into a speakeasy almost.
Right.
So we're going to be doing some collaboration with them with a little bit of our food and obviously their beer.
That'll be great.
The other thing about the brewery that's even more exciting is that all of their products, their byproducts, can be reused.
Oh,
so
great, okay.
a lot of farms use that to feed.
Yeah.
There's also products, byproducts to be able to make bread, pretzels. So we're really excited for us to use some of those products and the vendors over on the market side to
That'd
see
be
what they
great.
can come up with.
Yeah.
So
Cool,
really
cool.
a farmer's exchange.
That is cool. All right, now in the back area, you're really transforming the use of this space. So what will we see back here when the building opens?
So Keller Meats is going to be all along this front area, all the way to that, to where it turns around the corner.
Okay, that'll be big.
Yes, it'll be very big, and then she'll have a butcher or her prep area in the back of it with 2 windows so you can see what's going on back there.
Okay.
The rest of the area is going to be like a mini West Side market with
Cool,
local
very
vendors.
cool, nice.
There's lots of different spaces.
Okay.
We're really excited with some of the vendors we're interviewing right now.
Yeah.
So we're like, and we're hungry too. But the market and the restaurant, this doorway will be open
Okay.
when both places are open.
Very
so
cool.
people can go over, have a cocktail, come back over, go shopping.
Okay, nice.
And we have a couple of unique things planned with the butcher shop and the restaurant. So kind
Very
of cook
cool.
your Sunday meal a little bit.
Nice. That'll be
So
great.
as we walk through, the main entrance for the market space will be this vestibule right here.
Okay.
They will walk out here. There'll be vendor space over there. Like I said, her butcher shop wraps around this area.
Okay.
Again, vendor over here. This will be a unique vendor spot right here, and then you can see the whole other side of the market. We have 6 10 by 10 spots all down this wall.
Okay, cool.
And then on the back side of her prep area is another skinnier space, longer space that can really be some unique retail space for someone.
Yeah, it's been so fascinating. We've been filming here for quite a while, and when we first came in, there was nothing here, and it didn't look that big, even though it's 10,000 square feet.
Right.
And it's odd to see walls up and see the space comes together. Then it really starts to make sense.
Right.
It's been exciting.
Yes, we've spent a lot of time doing chalk marks on the floor. Is this going to fit? Should we put this here? What's going to work? So it is great to see the walls up and being able to visualize.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then around the corner,
So we'll have booths or spaces, vendor space along the wall here, and then that little space. And then what will happen in this rear area?
so in this rear area, we have some more vendor space. So we have a nice little cubby here, because we had to move some utilities in. But it has a beautiful window here.
Sure.
So I think this will be a very unique spot for
Okay.
somebody.
Okay.
Maybe candies or an artisan that does something unique
Sure.
that you can't find in a store, you can't order online.
Right. Okay. Cool. Very cool.
And then we'll have 2 more 10 by 10 spots right here.
Okay.
And then this area is going to be a coffee shop.
Oh, cool.
So we will be featuring local coffee.
Okay.
So we'll probably have a couple different rotating local roasters. And then also we'll have bakery here. So
Okay.
there's so many people that make great bakery
Sure.
products.
Yourself
So-
included.
Yes, yeah, this is my retirement plan. And so we'll bring in those products and feature some of those bakers.
Cool. Very cool.
you
Again,
know,
all local.
All local.
Okay.
Yep, all
Nice.
local and fresh, homemade.
Yeah, this will be a great amenity for the residents that live in the building.
Right, right. And this will have slightly different hours than the rest of the market, so you can
Okay.
get your morning coffee. We also were able to use this window. At first it was bricked off, and we said, can we open that up? And
Yeah.
we were able to get the historical approval to do that.
Okay.
So we have a nice window there along with the door.
Nice, so a lot of light will come in.
And then this will be another door/window here.
Okay.
You won't be able to go out that way, but for historical purposes, we did have to put the doors in.
Yeah, and again, just more light coming in.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
fantastic.
So a nice view out the back. So when all the doors go in and the paper comes off the windows is really when it will just
It'll glow.
wow,
Fantastic.
So yeah,
Well, let's head upstairs and see what's going on up there.
that sounds great.
So we're in one of the apartments, which is very, very spacious, and this is a 2-bedroom, I think, right?
Yes, this is a 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Okay.
And they've got some paint up on the walls, cabinetry in.
Yeah.
It's really pulling it together. We're really pleased with how it turned out and pulling the rustic industrial nature of this building, really complemented.
Sure. And this will all stay natural, right?
Yes, that'll stay natural. It'll be sealed, but it will stay natural.
Yeah.
And we're very excited. We finally,
We have
the windows
windows.
have arrived. So like I said, when you have the plywood up on the windows, the paper on the windows, you really can't see, you know, how open it's going to be, and it really lights up the space.
Yeah.
So these windows, they're historical windows. We had to go through a very long process of getting them approved and sending in plans and showing how we were going to put them in. So there will be extra insulation around the sill to kind of make a windbreak
Okay.
for these windows.
And these were all, each one was custom built because of the tax credits, historic tax credits.
Correct.
So custom built to replicate what was here.
Right,
They
right.
look fantastic.
Yeah, they go with the building. It's that bronze framing that is on the double doors downstairs, and is
Yeah.
also going to be shown on the railings
Nice.
that they're putting in the concrete ramp and walkway outside, which you're going in today.
And each apartment is unique. They all have different layouts.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
A lot because of this, working around this.
But yeah, even though the floor plans are similar, each one has unique brickwork or
Okay.
you know, maybe a cubby. There's one particular that has just a really nice cubby space with a beautiful window.
Yeah.
So
Very
pretty
cool.
exciting.
That's exciting. Tell me a little bit about the cut through out here you were showing on the
Right,
doorway.
right.
So this was essentially the silo, the concrete silo where all the grain was fed in.
Right.
So yeah, tell me about this little discovery here.
So, so this whole wall along here is the grain silo wall on the east side of the building, and of course we're keeping it for historical tax purposes,
Yeah.
and it supports the building. But when they cut through, you can see there's remnants of the grain still in the brick.
That's fascinating.
So it's just really really neat to see the history of
Yeah.
this building.
It reminds me of weird shadow boxes my mom used to have in the 70s and 80s, where they had like a little straw mouse holding a little thing of wheat, and there's some grains
Yes,
on the bottom,
yes.
and like some orange and green turtles in there. It just looks like that.
It does.
That's really
So
cool.
we
It's a
might-
neat discovery.
Yeah, we might do just maybe some clearer glass here to display it. So just really neat. Every time you go into a different apartment, you see something new.
Sure. So we're up here on the third floor, looking out east.
Correct?
Looking out east. Really cool view. It's
gorgeous.
It is. You can see a lot. You can see the path. You can see Champion Creek. And then down here, massive parking lot. I know people ask all the time, what about parking?
Right.
There's a huge parking lot here.
It really is.
As on the square, if people really want to go somewhere, they'll figure it out.
Right. And there's several other lots around here.
Sure.
We're also talking to some of the neighboring businesses to see what we can do, because we know people are going to go and park, the closest. So
Sure.
we're talking to those businesses and saying, hey, when people come down here, how can we work this out so your business doesn't get impacted by
Yeah.
a bunch of cars parking? Can we do some valet parking, or
that's a good idea. Sure.
do different hours? So we're feeling that out, very beginning stages. But we know there's going to be a need for a lot of parking. So we're definitely working on that, and there's some options out there.
Very cool.
So it's exciting because a lot of the construction trucks, staging of materials, that's what this whole area has been used for the last 12 months almost.
Sure.
So this area is getting cleaned out today, and by the end of the week, beginning of next week, we're going to start putting asphalt down.
Nice.
So
Very nice.
I think a lot of people have asked me, wow, are they going to be done? It doesn't look like much is getting done, because everything's being done on the inside.
Yeah.
So you can't see that. Everything on the outside is a mess because we've got trucks coming in. It's a construction site. So I think the community is going to be really excited to see that.
Fantastic. Well, we're excited to see it happen and see it come to fruition.
Right.
So here we are back in the Exchange Market area that's going to become a mini West Side Market kind of model. Charles, tell us what's going on. There's some changes that we've seen here.
Well, basically the entire first floor, or what we refer to this as the West Wing, as the market area, with their Keller Meats,
Right.
and their butcher shop around the corner, will be the nucleus. What I wanted to show to you that we put up from the last time you were here is these two double doors which we have on the first floor, the second floor, and the third floor. And they used to be how Farmers Exchange would move materials for storage with an overhead crane pulley, the old-fashioned rope thing, and move it up to
Haul it up.
to each floor. Well, during the entire construction, we used these openings for the same thing to get all our materials up.
Yeah.
Yesterday, on the third floor, we had delivery of all the refrigerators, the stoves, the dishwashers, the stack washer dryers, and we used the third floor opening to boom all that in.
Did you use ropes and pulleys?
No, we have a lull.
Come on, build up those arms.
We have a hydraulic lull, but today we'll have the second floor delivery. When that happens, next week, Monday, we'll be putting these doors and closing the second and third floor because nothing major will be coming in.
Yeah. Now you had these reproduced to pretty much match the original.
Yeah, they are identical look, style of the original doors, and they were special ordered. 4 foot wide by 8 foot tall. You just don't go find a 4 foot wide by 8 foot tall door with 6 lights over top. So
Nice. Sorry.
the only disappointing thing about this door is the line of sight from the general public. Well, they'll only be seen on the back road here if you know what you're looking for. But they'll be painted bronze color like all our historical windows.
Yeah. Go upstairs. You said there were some deliveries. Let's go see what's come in and how it's changed. Now, last time we were up here with Patty, she was telling us a bit about the apartments and the layout, but I see this time we have some countertops in, some sinks. What is this material that you've used?
The hard surface top is like a soapstone. The color is picked by Katie Hines, the interior decorator.
Right.
I don't do any colors because I tell everyone I'm colorblind. I'm not, but I don't like those long meetings.
Yeah. It's more safe. Let Katie handle it.
Right. She's done a wonderful job, but we're on the third floor. Apartments are farther along on this floor than anywhere.
Yeah.
I wanted to start here to show you the opening that we used yesterday to receive all our appliances. And this is where we'll have 2 4x8 white doors again with light. We'll put those in next week because we're now done transferring material up to this level. You see the boxes. I don't know if that's a refrigerator, stoves. I mean, we just got a lot of appliances.
Yeah, it's going to look great.
What we're doing now is completing the electrical panel in every apartment. He's making up every panel on this floor, and they'll be done by next Tuesday.
Wow.
And just beyond there, you see the hot water heater is set.
Yep.
The furnace is set to the right of that. That's our mechanical room. And you can see the refrigerant lines that they're going up above us to the roof to the condensers. So we really are along. What's missing? I don't know if when you scan this room or any other room that you see on this floor, you won't see one door.
What kind of doors are you putting in?
All right, we're ready frame doors.
Okay.
Which are, I think, for appearance purposes, one of the best metal-looking frames around. They have painted all our entrance doors to every apartment black. We'll have a black frame and a black door, and then every interior door for every apartment is a white frame, and the color of the door, and if you just scan around behind you, you'll see what I call is the accent color. And that wall, that green, that's the accent color for this apartment.
Nice.
And this floor. All the interior doors, both sides, will be that color.
Very cool.
So once again, thanks to Katie and her ability to pick things and select that make these apartments look better.
I'm still impressed and love how you've worked within the confines of the structure. Like just the detail that this light is hung just low enough that it's right under that beam.
Yeah, it wasn't. That was working.
Maybe that wasn't the plan.
Well,
I don't know.
No. On this apartment, because of the beam and height, we are on the third floor. We're on the lowest area that we have. Even above our doorway, you'll see a inkling of the spiral duct, which is one of the last things that we'll be putting up once we clean the floors. And I have a cleaning girl on the other end who's constantly cleaning behind our
I bet.
our carpenters And today we got one of those walk-behind washer machines that buffs up. Remember the floor and what it looked like when it first? How nice it was? Well, you look down, you see sheetrock, spackling, you see dust and everything. So we've got a walk-behind washer to buff it up. And we'll be doing that Saturday for the first floor.
Nice.
Because they're starting to do their build out, their responsibility for their build up. But we're going to buff the floor and show them that all the work that went on over top did not damage the floor in the least bit.
Right, right.
Let's go into another apartment. I want to show you the sink and the bathrooms. I think they're so cool. You know, little things mean a lot in selecting the fixtures, the plumbing fixtures for these apartments. I stipulated I wanted a sink to sit above the hard surface top with a nice faucet up top that was more of a feature to the bathrooms. And I learned a long time ago, when people walk through these bathrooms and want to rent the space, their eye will hit this bowl and they'll say, I like that.
Yeah, that's nice.
You know,
Very
they'll look
stylish.
at the first light above the kitchen, the 3 lights above the kitchen counter, the island. That's another feature. But plumbing bathrooms are important to people. So how do you glamorize them? You upgrade them, you know, without those big tubs and stuff that you can't afford.
Yeah. It's interesting how Katie has combined she's embraced the industrialness of the building, but she kind of has an industrial, like almost steampunk going on with the lighting fixtures and stuff. It's coming together really, really cool and sharp.
There are a lot of people worked on this. This was not areas that I stipulated a lot.
Yeah.
I'm just a dummy builder. You know, I'm the one who put up the walls and floors. You know, when it comes to finishes and the lighting and the fixturing and stuff, our lighting expert, along with Katie Hines for the colors and stuff, she was involved with all of that.
It's beautiful.
And is involved with the first floor, Kaylee Keller.
Yeah.
Because if you have a butcher shop, which is going to draw people, I mean, when
absolutely.
people talk about the butcher shop, I hear that all the time, and then they hear the Keller meat name next to it. Yeah. They are so anxious to come here to a butcher shop that Medina doesn't have downtown anymore. What's going to be important is that it be displayed retail-wise.
Absolutely.
They have task lighting, they have the cases, the meat, I'm sure will be top of the run. So we're outside on the first floor, what I call the deck, and the state allowed us to cut the old 3.5-foot concrete deck, what was spalling and falling apart, off the building, and put in a 10-foot wide deck. So on this end of the building, I have a coffee shop, be able to put some tables and chairs right on the deck, and have your coffee and croissant in the morning. You know, they also have sitting inside too. But what we did here, we now have the canopy on. I think it's important. Yesterday's rain was a good test of it. Sure. I'm not allowed to put a gutter out there because back in the day they didn't have gutters out there. So I wanted to see what happens when we get a deluge of rain. And this parking lot and paving that we did, and a small swell took all our water within minutes off our parking lot and into the stream.
So it's also a pop-up kayaking feature?
Yeah, kayaking.
Tubing?
Right. Yeah, I think I saw 2 unicorns go by on a kayak yesterday, yeah.
No, I love how you have, again, preserved the original. I know this was cleaned and oiled, but you're keeping that authenticity to the building.
Well, this outrigger, as you look right above us, look at the bend.
But you know what? This one is bent too, which is just odd. Well,
during the day, when we're standing right over top or close to the overhead crane area, that they would pick up the farmers' trucks. Yeah. And they would do it with the overhead crane and pick them up so they could make a dump truck out of it and put it into a grate. Now the grate is our stairway down into the garden level. So we were able to use that graded area and turn it into a modern feature for the building. Sure. All our old doors are hung. They're all screwed tight.
Yeah, I love those.
Now movable. They're all been sealed. The paint has been sealed, but you notice that there's no more rusting happening. Perhaps it will, and
Over
years,
time,
just
yeah.
over time we'll recoat them again. We replaced every piece of glass, and I guess I should have thought about cleaning the glass on the back side before we screwed them, but we'll do that again. So this south side of the building always was and will be the entrance to the entire commercial end, the first floor restaurant, the market area, the garden area, the brew pub in the garden area west. One of the main entrances will be the stairs here. Modern day world, if you look down there, you see the ADA ramp that we had to put in. We have another entrance to the east that is on grade, I refer to ADA. And farther down you can see the stairways, all the concrete's been poured. We're waiting on the last delivery of the rails. Now this railing.
So this is a new addition. Originally, when it was the Farmers Exchange, was there any rail?
No.
Because they had to get access to the trucks and feed and
They're
stuff.
pallets, they bring out feed. There was no railing at all. If there was, it didn't last. The concrete was spalling. It was very, actually the stairway on the far end, well, we have stairs now, just wider. Those stairs were so bad that I don't think anyone could walk them without concrete breaking under their feet. That's how bad it was. Just years
certainly
and years
an improvement.
and years of lack of maintenance. And I think that item, along with the electrical, is what had the building condemned.
Yeah.
It was not safe for the general public anymore to operate a feed store in this building.
Sure.
Now, down there where that gray box is, which is our portalets, it's sitting on a concrete pad. That'll be fenced in by the restaurant and bar, and that will be their outdoor seating. For days like this, nice days where someone can come down and walk right down to it.
And that's also, is that where that big water box is?
Yeah, just on the other side, to the left of that gray box, that's the fire department connection. And the way we've designed the fence is that's accessible from Port Street for any fire department. If in fact there was an alarm to go off, they would tie in hoses and pressurize our system with a little more power from the street. To the left of that is our temporary power. That is the issue that we're working hard to resolve right now. A lot of inspections of the house meter, the first floor meters have been approved, and the work orders numbers from First Energy have allowed us to order meters. You got to put the meter in to get the power through. As soon as we get that pole goes away. And we can see our financer's face a little better. Mike Benson on the back, Consumers Bank, that financed this project. Once again, what a great company to work with. I mean, you know what's so fun about this job is not what we're doing with the building, it's who's working on the building. So many Medina people. Swingle Plumbing, huge in Medina, doing all our plumbing. Steingas did all our fire protection. They're another local company.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
So we have a lot of people, interior decorator, Patty and Kaylee, all going to be, there's a lot of local people working on this project. And they take pride. And they've already said to their people, I'm working on the Farmers Exchange.
It's one of the biggest projects that's happened here in decades.
Well,
it's fantastic.
We're glad to be part of it. We're glad we're doing it, and I'm thrilled. I've had a ball throughout this entire job.
Good.
I really have.
Well, fantastic. We'll check back in 2 weeks and see what else you've accomplished.
Well, 2 weeks maybe we'll have power on. We can see everything better. That's what my goal is. We'll see how it works. All right.
All right, Charles. Thank you so much.
Thank you.